Hey friends, Peggy Hall back with you to add some positive encouragement to your life. We are talking about how to get motivated so you can keep going. Think about a project, or maybe there's some kind of self-improvement activity that you're working on, maybe eating better or getting a better night's sleep or exercising, or stop procrastinating, stop gossiping, stop complaining. Let's see, get off social media, stop overeating. Gosh, I could have so many things on this list. And think about what happens when you sabotage yourself in getting motivated. So it seems to me that sometimes we're looking for motivation in the wrong places. We are looking for results to continue to motivate us. So let's say, for example, that you want to get healthier and you want to cut back on some of your treats that you're eating. You want to get a better night's sleep. You want to get some exercise going, and you're looking for results by the end of the week, for example, or maybe even the following day. You're like, okay, am I feeling better? Are my pants looser? And do I have more energy? And you might feel like at the end of the week, you're like, I feel exactly the same as I did a week ago. So what's the use? Or maybe you find yourself, you're doing really well in the beginning, and then your motivation kind of wanes and you're thinking, how can I stay motivated? So that's what I want to talk about in this video, because heaven knows I've had plenty of setbacks in my own life. And I thought about, what is it that really helps me keep going? What is it that has made all of the difference in staying motivated, getting motivated, and staying motivated, even if I'm not seeing the exact results? So this is a phrase that I use for myself that I have done for many, many years. And if you've been watching this channel, then you know that I am a big proponent in taking every thought captive, meaning I really try to analyze my thoughts. What am I thinking? What am I saying to myself? Because your own internal language can make such a difference in your motivation, in your stick-to-itiveness, in your perseverance, even if you're not seeing the results that you want right off the bat. So here's the simple phrase that I use, and I will just let it play over and over again in my mind, kind of like a background music. And it simply is this: I'm moving in the right direction. I'm moving in the right direction. And then I'll say, I'm moving in the right direction and it feels wonderful. And I feel wonderful. And I deserve to feel wonderful. Now, there's a lot in these little phrases here that I want to break down for you, because the first statement is absolutely truthful. I'm moving in the right direction. And that helps me stay on track, even if I'm not seeing the results that I want, even if I fall off the wagon a little bit and I have a special treat that I was trying to avoid, or maybe I didn't do the exact number of exercise minutes that I had planned on, but at least I'm moving in the right direction. So that's a fact. And when I say it, my own mind can't argue with me, because that's what happens sometimes when we do these affirmations and positive thinking. We have another voice in our head saying, well, that's not true. You know, who do you think you are? You didn't succeed last time. So I put all that aside. And to stay motivated, I simply say, I'm moving in the right direction. And then I look for evidence of that fact. And even if I had 3 good days of, for example, getting to bed at a decent hour, I can point to that. Or maybe I didn't even get to bed in a decent hour, but I thought about it. Well, at least I'm moving in the right direction. So that phrase for me has been super powerful. And I want to give you a couple other follow-on phrases. Let me know in a comment how you motivate yourself. What phrases do you use for self-encouragement? I've said it many times on this channel, and it bears saying again. Self-encouragement is far more productive, in my experience, than self-criticism. I've tried the self-criticism for decades, and I'll tell you, it doesn't really work. It just makes me feel worse. Worst is worse than worse. And that gets to another aspect of this phrase. So we start out by saying, I'm moving in the right direction, and it feels wonderful. All right, that word wonderful is a positive word for me. It's an encouraging word. Instead of a phrase like, oh, I can't believe you fell off the wagon. You're going to bed late again. You said you were going to go to bed early. For me, that kind of talk doesn't work. If it worked, I wouldn't be going to bed late. So I like to use words that are positive and hopeful and uplifting and optimistic and encouraging, like the word wonderful. I'm moving in the right direction and it feels wonderful. Are you ready? And I deserve to feel wonderful. Now, I know that word deserve might be a little bit of a loaded word for you. Like, who do you think you are to deserve anything? Yeah, I understand. But I'm trying to overcome so much of the self-criticism that has held me back in the past. And I think for so many of us, there is a self-punishment mechanism at play where we realize that we are not worthy of so many of our blessings and things in life. And so rather than be grateful for those and acknowledge them as gifts from the good Lord above, we will somehow denigrate ourselves and possibly unknowingly, maybe unintentionally or inadvertently, or maybe intentionally, we tear ourselves down with these negative phrases like, well, of course you couldn't do it. And I knew you wouldn't be able to stick it out. And who do you think you are? Look at those words, look at those phrases. So replacing some of those old, worn out phrases that obviously aren't helping to something that is more encouraging, such as the one I'm offering, I'm moving in the right direction. And it feels wonderful. And then I want to feel those feelings of what it is to feel wonderful. So let me know in a comment, the last time you felt wonderful, what are some other adjectives that go along with that? When I feel wonderful, I feel lighthearted, I feel uplifted, I feel happy, I feel free. I might even feel optimistic, hopeful, powerful, encouraged, accomplished. All of these things can be a subset of the word wonderful. And I want to feel those emotions. So this is what can give me a lift in my step to help me stay motivated, even when the results are not as clear-cut or powerful or as delineated as I had hoped. So let's say that you're like me, you're trying to get a better night's sleep, maybe clean up your eating a little bit, leave some of those little treats for more of an occasional treat rather than frequent. And you're like, oh, I can't believe I'm eating that again. Well, you acknowledge that, and then you'll say, well, but I'm moving in the right direction. I'm aware that I want to make these changes. And it feels wonderful. That in and of itself releases the stress and the pressure that I've been carrying on my shoulders. And that makes the journey all the much harder. And then the kicker to the phrase, right? I feel wonderful and I deserve to feel wonderful. Why do I deserve to feel wonderful? Because I'm moving in the right direction, because I'm making positive changes in my life that I know are going to yield the results. And even if they don't look exactly like I wish they looked, at least, repeat after me, I'm moving in the right direction and it feels wonderful and I deserve to feel wonderful. And then use those additional words. I feel happy, lighthearted, positive, and free. Now, these are my words. Use the words that resonate with you, that have value for you, that are relevant and encouraging for you. So this is my kind of hidden secret. It's not so much of a secret, and it's not that hidden because it's something that I do on a regular basis. This is how I encourage myself when the going gets tough. And I find that even if the pace that I'm moving toward this goal or this change or this behavior, even if it's not as rapid as I wish, at least, repeat after me, I'm moving in the right direction. I'm telling you, friends, this has been a game-changing phrase for me. I would like to hear what the game-changing phrase has been for you. And if you think that I'm just relying on pie in the sky, positive thinking, please watch my video that I will have linked for you called Does Positive Thinking Really Work? And I answer that very question. I dive into it a little bit more. And I'm here every Monday at 11 a.m. Pacific, where I endeavor to offer you positive encouragement and add some value to your life so we can dial down the stress, turn down all of that noise and all of the social ills that try to grab our attention, all of the personal challenges that we're facing. I want to be a support for you as you are a support for me. I'm grateful to my audience here, and you can get more for free at my Substack, which is livingswell.substack.com. and that is a written blog newsletter that comes out weekly, and it's a summary of the videos that I do, and that way you can read it, reflect upon it, comment, and even pass along and share that with others so that we all can encourage one another in this positive community. Thanks, everybody, and I look forward to seeing you next week.